Angel Reese, she might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating. What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey, are you trying to pretend like you hurt because Caitlin Clark really is hurt? Wait. What's going on?
Component in the WNBA right now is Angel Reese and her dozens of aliases. Has anyone seen Bayou Barbie lately? Where in the hell is Double Double Barbie? Where is the me-bound clown? It has been weeks since I have heard anything about Angel Reese. She's becoming known as the Vanishing Barbie because no one can find.
Where in the world is Angel Reese, the Bayou Barbie, Double Barbie, the self-proclaimed face of the league? She's gone missing. For weeks now, Angel Reese has been nowhere to be found. No box scores, no court time, no accountability. Instead, all fans get are the same recycled 2 words, day to day. But let's keep it real. That excuse isn't cutting it anymore. Because when you're the supposed franchise cornerstone of the Chicago Sky and your team is getting blown off the court night after night, disappearing behind vague injury talk doesn't feel like leadership. It feels like quitting.
Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break. And there's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day. And every week, there's no update on what she's struggling with, what she's doing. There's nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this.
And that's exactly what fans are whispering. No, let's correct that. They're shouting it now. Angel Reese has quit on her team. Think about it. 3 straight weeks, 3 straight blowouts, no Reese in sight. The Sky aren't just losing. They look like a rec league squad that wandered into the wrong gym. And the one player who was supposed to bring swagger, grit, and hope, she's off the grid. But somehow, Angel Reese still has time for sneaker launches, photo shoots, and Instagram promo tours. How is it that she's too hurt to hoop but healthy enough to sell shoes? That contradiction is why this story is exploding.
Angel Reese declined to travel to Indianapolis, and her coach came out and said something about, she's just focused on her rehab right now, and, she's day to day. We've never had an explanation on what caused the back injury, what's a time frame for her recovery. It's similar to so-and-so's back injury. This is something she struggled with here or there. All we've heard is day-to-day, and Angel Reese has disappeared.
Because to the fans, it looks less like an injury and more like an escape hatch. So tonight, we're asking the hard question. Is Angel Reese actually hurt, or has she flat out abandoned her team? To really understand this mess, we need to rewind. Angel Reese didn't just stumble into the WNBA. She stormed in like a thunderclap. At LSU, she wasn't just a champion. She was a cultural moment. The Bayou Barbie, the trash-talking, unapologetic queen who made headlines for pointing at her ring finger on national TV. Love her or hate her, Angel Reese represented more than buckets. She represented attitude, defiance, and a new generation of women's hoop stars who refused to shrink for anyone.
Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done, you threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing a pattern with you.
And when Chicago drafted her, it felt like destiny. A gritty, rebuilding franchise desperate for an identity, matched with a rookie who thrives on being the villain. The Sky weren't just selling tickets, they were selling drama. But here's the catch. When you brand yourself as the face, the voice, the one who puts butts in seats, the standard changes. People don't judge you like just another rookie.
Supposedly, Angel Reese has been dealing with a back injury. That is the official reason for her mysterious absence. But there has been rampant speculation that this back injury isn't as serious as Angel Reese claims. And some believe that Angel Reese has quit on her team and quit on the season.
They judge you like a savior. So when Reese vanished from the floor under the vague label of day-to-day, the patience evaporated fast. Fans didn't see an injured star. They saw a superstar who cashed the checks, took the spotlight, and then ghosted when things got tough. Even worse, Chicago wasn't exactly the defending champs when she went missing. They were clawing just to look competitive. Without Reese's presence in the paint, they look soft, disorganized, and flat-out unwatchable. And every day she sits out, the whispers grow louder. Is she protecting her brand more than her team? Does Angel Reese even care about the sky? Because let's be honest, when you've built your whole reputation on being the dog, the one who's different, the one who doesn't back down, then vanish with no answers, it doesn't just hurt your team, it makes your whole image look fake. Let's strip this down. On the surface, day-to-day sounds harmless. Athletes get banged up all the time. Sometimes it's a sprained ankle, a tight hamstring, maybe even an illness. That's normal. But here's what's not normal. 3 weeks, 3 blowout losses, and not a single shred of transparency. No injury report, no timetable, no update from Reese herself, just radio silence. Meanwhile, scroll her Instagram feed. You'll see Angel smiling for sneaker ads, serving looks at media events, and hitting red carpets. That's the contradiction fans can't ignore. Too hurt to hoop, but perfectly healthy for the photo op. And it gets worse, because when Angel Reese doesn't play, the Chicago Sky don't just lose, they get exposed. Their entire roster is built around her rebounding and physicality. Without her, they give up second-chance points like they're handing out free samples at Costco. Their paint defense collapses. Their energy plummets. It's not just about her stats, it's about her presence. So when the Sky look helpless and Reese is absent with no clarity, the suspicion only grows. Is this really an injury or a decision? Decision to protect her brand. Decision to dodge losing, decision to avoid taking the hits that come with being the centerpiece of a struggling franchise. Because let's be real, Angel Reese isn't just a basketball player, she's a business. NIL made her rich at LSU, the W gave her a platform. Endorsements keep her face everywhere, even when her game is nowhere. And when your money comes from being visible, sitting out starts to look less like recovery and more like a marketing strategy. That's the ugly truth fans don't want to admit. The Chicago Sky might just be Angel Reese's side hustle. The brand comes first. The basketball comes second. Here's where it gets messy, because Angel Reese isn't just any rookie. She's the self-proclaimed face of the league. She told us that. She embraced the spotlight. She leaned into the villain role, and she cashed in on it. That swagger is what made her a star. But here's the contradiction. When the lights are brightest, when the team needs her most, when the league needs her to deliver, she's gone. You can't claim the crown when things are sweet, then vanish when the throne gets heavy. That's not how leadership works. And this is where the double standards come in. Imagine if Caitlin Clark disappeared for 3 weeks under day-to-day excuses. Imagine if A'ja Wilson pulled the same stunt in Las Vegas. The outrage would be nuclear. The media would drag them daily. But Angel Reese? Somehow we're all supposed to shrug and call it privacy. No, that doesn't fly. Not when you set yourself up as the standard bearer. Not when you sell yourself as the dog who never backs down. Even her nickname, Double Double Barbie, is starting to feel ironic, because without playing, she's not getting doubles. Without competing, she's not proving anything. And without answering to her team, she's looking less like Barbie, more like Houdini. And here's the cold truth. Chicago is collapsing without her. They don't just look bad, they look broken. This is a franchise on life support, and their star rookie is sitting in the luxury box pretending she's on injured reserve. That's the escalation of this story. Every day she stays away, the whispers turn into shouts, and the shouts turn into resentment. Angel Reese isn't just risking her rookie year, she's risking her entire reputation. Because sooner or later, the question flips from, "Where is Angel Reese?" to, "Do we even care if she comes back?" Angel Reese isn't just a hyped rookie, she's a physical force. Her rebounds? Elite. Her defensive presence? Game-changing. Her ability to dominate the paint? Rare in the WNBA. But here's the issue. None of that matters if she isn't available. Availability is the most basic skill in professional sports. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you vanish at crunch time, your stats mean nothing. Look at the numbers. Since her back injury started, Reese has suited up for 3 games. 3 games in 3 weeks. That's less than 1 game per week, and in those appearances, the Sky lost by an average of 18 points. That's not just losing, that's getting exposed. Contrast that with Caitlin Clark, who has been battling through injuries all season. Clark tweaks a knee, tweaks an elbow. The Fever provide transparency, updates, timelines. She shows up for her team, her fans, and the league, even while bruised and battered. That's leadership. That's resilience. Reese? Radio silence. Every time she sits out, fans see another missed opportunity to carry her team. She could be dominating the boards, anchoring the defense, inspiring her teammates. Instead, she's behind the camera, at sneaker launches, or posting brand content online. And it's not just optics, it's strategy. By staying off the court, Reese avoids losses, avoids criticism, avoids accountability. But that strategy comes at a cost. Chicago collapses without her. Ratings drop, fans lose trust, and the narrative cements itself. Angel Reese isn't just injured, she's disengaged. Her absence isn't subtle, it rewrites the Sky's identity. Every missed game amplifies the perception that she prioritizes personal branding over basketball. And in a league fighting for relevance and exposure, that's a devastating message. The deep dive is clear. Angel Reese's talent isn't in question. Her commitment, her transparency, and her accountability, those are. And right now, that's the story fans, analysts, and the league are paying attention to. Because talent alone doesn't carry a franchise. Presence does, dedication does, leadership does, and Angel Reese has checked out of all 3. Angel Reese's disappearance isn't contained to the Chicago Sky's locker room. It's shaking the perception of the league itself. The WNBA is in a moment where visibility and star power are everything. Ratings are fragile, narratives are key, and fans crave transparency. When a young star vanishes without explanation, it sends a message. Commitment is optional, accountability is optional, and even the faces of the league can pick and choose when they show up. The Sky are the immediate casualty. Their season was already spiraling, but without Reese, the losses stack higher, and the locker room morale sinks deeper. Players see a star who's meant to lead retreating, and it fractures trust. How do you fight for a teammate who isn't there? How do you rally a fan base when the team's cornerstone ghosted the season's toughest stretch? Beyond Chicago, the WNBA itself feels the blow. Every no-show, every day-to-day excuse, every Instagram photo while the team folds erodes confidence. Casual viewers aren't going to stick around for a narrative filled with secrecy and absence. They want competition, grit, and drama on the court. And when Angel Reese chooses brand over basketball, she inadvertently becomes the symbol of inconsistency. Then there's the comparison. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Clark shows up bruised, battling through injury, yet delivering transparency and leadership. Fans see that contrast every time the Fever face the Sky. And in sports, perception is reality. One player embodies resilience and integrity, the other absence and mystery. That's a branding nightmare for Reese and a PR headache for the league.
The ripple effect extends to sponsorships and media coverage. Advertisers invest in stars they can count on, and media thrives on dependable storylines. Angel Reese's absence introduces uncertainty, not just about the Sky, but about the WNBA's ability to rely on its marquee names to carry narratives, engage fans, and maintain credibility. At this point, Reese's personal choices are larger than her box scores. Her decisions define how young athletes, fans, and the media interpret the culture of the league. If brand always comes before basketball, what does that say about the WNBA's future? Every skipped game, every vague update, and every PR stunt without court accountability chips away at trust. And trust is the one thing the league can't afford to lose. Angel Reese's saga is no longer a Chicago story. It's a league-wide cautionary tale. Here's the hard truth. Angel Reese's so-called back injury isn't just a missed game. It's a missed opportunity to define her legacy. The Chicago Sky are drowning. The WNBA is fighting for credibility. And every fan watching sees the same pattern. Reese disappears when the lights burn brightest. She shows up for Instagram photos, sneaker launches, and family appearances, but not for her teammates, not for her city, and not for the league that built her platform. Contrast that with Caitlin Clark. Clark tweaks a knee, adjusts an elbow, yet shows up. She signs autographs, gives interviews, engages with fans, and leads her squad through adversity. That's leadership. That's accountability. That's the standard Angel Reese was supposed to set, and she's failing it.
Fans aren't blind. They notice patterns. 2 seasons, multiple games missed, vague day-to-day updates, and zero transparency. It's more than frustrating, it's career-defining. Public perception isn't just a side effect in sports, it's the currency. And right now, Reese is losing it fast. The Sky's collapse, declining ratings, and the contrast between Reese and Clark send a clear signal. Talent alone isn't enough. Presence, dedication, and accountability matter more. The WNBA is star-driven, and stars who vanish risk taking the league down with them. Angel Reese isn't just missing games, she's eroding trust in the Sky and casting a shadow over the league itself. Here's the takeaway. If Angel Reese doesn't return with accountability, if she continues to prioritize brand over basketball, this narrative won't fade. It will stick, defining her reputation for years to come. Fans remember, history remembers. And right now, Reese risks being remembered not as a rising star, but as the face of the league's biggest letdown. So here's the question fans are demanding an answer to. Is Angel Reese really injured, or is she ducking accountability to protect her image? Because every day of silence, every day-to-day update without clarity, every missed game, and every promo appearance without playing deepens the doubt. The story isn't just about Chicago. It's about the WNBA, the fans, and the standard we expect from our stars. Angel Reese can still change the narrative. She can return, lead, and prove the doubters wrong. But until that happens, the Vanishing Barbie saga continues, and it's shaping the league in ways no PR campaign can fix. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Angel Reese will return to her team, or is this the start of a season-long vanishing act? Hit like, subscribe, and share this breakdown. Turn on notifications so you never miss the drama, because the story of Angel Reese is far from over.